What's up, dirty plant hoes and all you dirty plant enthusiasts out there? It is I, your plant madam Rachel, and today I wanted to show you all of the lighting that I have going on in Casa de la Carter. So right now we are actually in future studio leaves right now, and I only have like half of it set up. Let me show you. I've just got like that shelving unit set up there and a couple of like pendant lights hanging up there. But that's all I've got so far in here. And I've also got some decorations that I bought for the wall behind me, and I wanted to show you guys and see what you guys thought about that. So I got these cute, like, I better sit one of these down. So I got these cute like butterfly clear glass type of decal ordeal. Is that not so cute? And I thought we could like, I don't know, because there's gonna be two shelves here to kind of create like a corner space, but you know, guys, I thought it would look really cute. And I got also some wall art. I'm gonna have to go grab that for you guys really quick. But anyways, this is the first one that I got, and then no butterflies were harmed in the making of this here piece of artwork, and I am so silly and I wasn't paying attention, so I bought one that's natural wood and the other one's black, and I don't know why I don't notice things like that, but I didn't. I'm gonna go get the piece of, be patient before we get to the lights. I'm gonna show you the other piece of artwork that I got for Studio Leaves. And I thought this was really cute. Do you like it? I don't know. Comment down below and tell me how I should decorate. I've already got all this crap in the way. This is just like a boom mic stand. Nothing is fully done yet. We've still got to go to like Lowe's or Walmart. Can you see it? That doesn't look bad. I like that. I'm gonna try to stick with like a 70s vibe, a 70s type of aesthetic. Surprise, surprise. So I have yet to really stage anything out. It's mostly just, I'm kind of sitting plants out here just to kind of get an idea of what I want to do. I actually think I'm gonna take this shelving right here and I'm gonna spray paint it gold. And I'm thinking that, and feel free to give me your opinion, no lie, no joke in the comment section, because I'm trying to YouTube educate myself. But I'm gonna do this, and then there's gonna be the butterfly accents, and you're probably like, oh my God, she's already lost. But I saw like a little cloud made of gold, and it had little beads hanging from it, and I thought about doing that too. We're gonna have like this other corner bit over here to work with as well, so we'll see how it goes. But this is like a final setup area, and I came out here and I was able to turn my camera on and the lights were out here, and it was amazing and I loved it. So the hard work is finally starting to pay off. So let's go have a look at all the lighting that's in my house. If you guys like informational videos, be sure and give this video a thumbs up. And if you have any first-time houseplant friends that are worried about the upcoming winter, then you can share this video and help them out, because I'm gonna have all the products linked down in the description below. And I've been using all these products for over a year because I don't use natural lighting at all in my house. Okay, so the first up on the list of lighting is going to be Old Trustworthy here. I've had this lighting set up since the beginning of my plant collecting journey. Several times I have moved the levels of the shelf. I've made them tighter before to be closer to the lights, and I've moved them further down. It's been pretty much at this just 2 shelving type. I think it comes with 4 total shelves. So if you were doing things like small succulents, cacti, things that really, really wanted bright light, you could probably make it work. I'm not sure, but you can see all the different kinds of plants that I grow underneath this light. I think this rack is actually mostly anthurium. Okay, so you can see inside here, I have my Ace of Spades anthurium. I have my big Mama Warrock right here, and she's got an even bigger new leaf on the other side. The report is in for the shower curtain technique. It has been working really well. That's another new leaf forming back there on my Warrock. That is a luxurians, philodendron luxurians. The lighting is not the best. There you go. That's some more, my hand behind it, some more accurate representation. It's getting blasted pretty good. That's my red crystallinum from NSE. Philodendron Cheronia back there. These are only anthuriums that are kind of like in their baby stages. I've got a Magnificum crystallinum cross right there. I have one of those siblings from NSE Tropicals. Harley G has one of those siblings, and Cody from the Plant Channel has one of those siblings. So I got 3 of them, and that's who all has those. Burl Marks Fantasy is in here because it is a lot like a melanochrysum, in my opinion, of the humidity needs. This is yet to make its debut on my channel. I guess this was its debut. I got this baby on eBay for a crazy reasonable price. And it's actually already, it's in here with a bunch of other stuff. If I pull one thing out, they're all gonna come out. I have a propagation technique where I feel like the more things that you kind of group together, the better off that they do. A combination of like rooting hormone. Call me crazy. I might actually be crazy on that one. Down here on the bottom shelf, same exact lighting. It's actually 1 light here on the bottom shelf. And for some reason we did 2 lights. I think it's because I knew things were going to be shorter here and I knew that the gap would be larger. The intensity of light with the LED light is lost very quickly. For, you know, like if you had a not so strong LED light and you had things down here, you may not get growth, right? So we have experimented with these office lights. They work really, really, is it office lights? You don't really look, I'll have them linked down below and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Down here, this is the newest leaf on my Metallicum. That is the non-variegated growth on the Aurea that I got from New Life Tropicals. That Metallicum is just going ape back there. We got a Begonia down there. Melanochrysum that's finally deciding to maybe put out some decent sized leaves now. And I forgot to show you the little Aurea babies right back there in the back. Those are the Aurea stumps back there that I ordered from eBay and cut in half. I would really have to get in there to get to those, but that's those guys. They're enjoying their humidity chamber. That is my Regal. It's just kind of sitting adjacent because it doesn't fit anywhere. It's ridiculously large. It's so big. And these Begonia bubbles right down here, which I will have linked also in the description, they only sit down here on the floor. I don't usually have them all over the floor like this, but I was watering yesterday. I sit 2 of these bubbles. Well, you can see I've got one actually inside the tent, but 2 of these bubbles, and you can see just about how far away they are. I'd say a couple of feet, 2 or 3 feet away, and they get sufficient light because the begonias, you could give them better light, but they will actually survive just from the ambient light of this rack. That's how I've grown all this stuff, and that's how I've grown all this stuff for quite some time. So you go over here to the middle portion, and I have another light just like this one. It's free hanging from hooks in the ceiling. Probably not the most attractive look, but hey, it gets the job done. And when you're collecting and you're running out of space and you're like, oh shit, I need lights and I don't have $1,000, what am I gonna do? So growing underneath this light that I just have free hanging is my Anthurium magnificum. And back here, you guys will remember my El Chaco red. Ignore my dirty door back there. That leaf may never turn out to be much. It's the first growth after I cut it, and you can actually see where it's actually trying to put out a second leaf right there at the bottom. So it was a propagation success. The top of the El Chaco went to a new home. One of my dirty plant hoes in the Facebook group snagged up the huge top of that El Chaco red and is enjoying it now today, and we are recovering from our propagation experience there. I also have this Piper ornatum growing here. It is doing well. It's been putting on new growth. It's vining. It was probably this tall when I got it from Steve's Leaves down to the pot, and it has been growing underneath the same light, the same exact level that I'm showing you here, and it's been growing just fine. It's been here like this the whole time. For another type of light, we actually have a grow light in an office. What would you call this? Like an arm lamp. I used these a lot before I had the big light installed up top because I needed my begonias to get some light down here. And all these begonias just get the ambient light from this little office bulb here. We got some Begonia Libercii, green chloristicta. We've got, wow, you guys can see the huge Burkillii silver edge back there. The Amphioxus is going crazy, the red chloristicta, and the only light that they are getting is ambient light from the very top, and also this office light that I just kind of leave cocked precariously. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll switch it around. I'll give them a little top light for a few days, and then I'll move it to the side. Beautiful little babies. You can actually see some of that blue sheen on camera. Wow, that's never happened on camera before. You see that oh, you can definitely see the velvetyness, but I'm trying to show you guys a little bit of blue iridescence. You can just almost see it right there. And that's part of why I love begonias, because a velvet philodendron is nice, but a velvet begonia is twice as nice. Next up in our lighting that we do, we have a pendant electrical outlet. This is a dupe for the Soltech Solutions light. Now, I'm sure you could get a fixture to go over the outside of this grow light right here to make it look just like a Soltech Solution light, but this is actually a Sansi light. I'll put a correction here if I'm wrong. That's a Sansi light, and it is, let me back up so you guys can see, like, we've got it pretty far up off of the fish tank here, and the varicosum that you see in the actual fish tank are growing just fine. We actually had a brighter bulb here, and it was causing a giant algae bloom to take place in our fish tank. And now that we've switched it out with a little bit less of a powerful bulb, the bloom has stopped inside the tank. So we were like, wow, that is a crazy, crazy good bulb. And I'll be showing you guys that one as well. That's not this one, but I'll be linking this one as well down below. See, we have some varicosum growing here. Those are some little baby air plants in there. And we actually have amicans growing back here. All not necessarily very high light plants, but growing very well. No other light. That's just an old leaf right there. Okay, so the next lighting alternative that I want to show you is this 3-armed, like, little office light that is solely lighting my Begonia luxurians and also my velvety Begonia Mr. Miller. And this Begonia is getting slept on, you guys. Correction to my previous video. It was actually Darren Heppel that hybridized this Begonia, and he named it after Mr. Miller. And I was incorrect about that, but look at this. Let me, like I said, if you guys are into velvety philodendrons, there are some begonias out there that are putting off the velvetness. Look at that little pink guy coming out. He's cute. Okay, so I fixed the arms on it a little bit so you can kind of see, like, all the plants that it's lighting. Not only is it lighting these begonias down here on my little end table, but it's also lighting this begonia beefsteak. And I don't think it goes a whole lot further than that. So I think this is a great option if you need a lamp anyways and you have a couple of extra arms that you could point in some directions. Okay, so another option for lighting is this LED light strip that's going around our TV in our bedroom. Hovers right above my editing station and Casey's workstation. It is the one and only sole provider of light for this Begonia gunmetal. You can see that the new growth that it's put off since I've put it up there is smaller, but it is indeed growing. And there is a little bit of supplemental light flowing over from a light on the other wall, but not much, and not much to really influence it. So I also have a Silvery Ann. That LED strip light is the only light it has, a Marble Queen Pothos on the LED light strip that is around the TV. And I was really impressed with that because I did not think that would be enough to sustain anything. Okay, so on the other side of the room, it's pretty much the same story. Every single one of these plants are all being lit by the exact same type of bar LED lighting. You could call it like garage type lighting. My reasoning is once you hang it up and there's all the light pouring out of it and you make sure that your hang is nice and clean, it's kind of hard to notice all the lighting when you're just looking at the plants underneath it. So I don't know. I mean, I got tired filming and I had to sit down. So on this Cissus adenopoda that I had got from Steve's Leaves, and I potted it up into a couple of Wally Grow planters that Wally Grow was kind enough to send me. That pill bottle has begonia flowers in it, you sicko. It's not what you think. But they're absolutely gorgeous, and they've really just climbed the wall. They've gone up the cords. They're just like going all the way up into the light fixtures. The Cissus adenopoda has been such a great houseplant. I think it was Tattooed Pam's Pretty Plants, that recommended the Cissus adenopoda, and I was like, I like to try that fuzzy thing you got there. And it's absolutely beautiful. These lights that you see on my vanity mirror, they're never lit up. I used to use this mirror for a vanity. I had a desk that I would like pull up right underneath it, but I don't use it as a vanity anymore. And in order to take photographs with it, I need to take this light off. This light that's like right in the middle right here, it's really cramping my style and the cord and all the other crap. So what's a girl to do? You know what I'm saying? Okay, here is one of my favorite light fixtures. I'm pretty sure we got it off of Amazon. It will also be linked down below. And the cool thing about this is that all of those arms can be adjusted. If you have something that's actually kind of climbing up your wall right here, you can pivot this one arm and it will shine a light more up in this direction. Or if you're wanting to put it in the center of two shelvings, you could fold all the arms up and it would just be like a disco ball for your plants. I'm not sure. But the plants that I've been growing under here for a long time are my Thai Constellation, and it came in here from the plant room months and months ago. I've actually taken 2 propagations of it. One I sold in my prop shop, and the other one I'm actually trying to make another baby for myself because, you know, I'm sure you all know that the Thai Constellation is going into tissue culture, but that doesn't change the fact that this is an absolutely gorgeous monstera. And sassy and succulents, Thai Constellation leaf, have you guys seen that? That thing is crazy. I also have my Albo monstera growing here. This is a new leaf that it has put out with variegation. It's getting plenty of light. It also put out this leaf here underneath this light, so I know that everything's kosher. It's growing. This is a top cutting that I took off of one of my other monsteras. Broke this leaf almost off when my night blooming cactus fell on it, so that was a fun time. I'm also working on some moss pole techniques so that we can get this sucker into something. You know what I mean? I want that girl to feel like she's got a support system in her life. I'm also growing some Monstera adansonii, some Rhaphidophora tetrasperma underneath this light. Also some Monstera adansonii subspecies blanchettii, which you can see how the leaves are getting a little bit smaller. My camera is just not focusing today. Pissing me off. Look how beautiful. This has actually got kind of a velvety sheen to it too. This subspecies blanchettii, I called it the Frederick Stallii when I was unboxing it because I don't know. You know, it's hard for your girl to get her shit together, I guess, you know? There's something about when the camera turns on that it's just like, I know the word, but I can't, like, and I'll say it and I'll think, yep, I said that right. Bitch, you didn't say that right. So whenever you hear me make like mistakes like that, it's just me getting old. Me getting old. Yet another example of my long LED light setup. This is the one that I have going inside of my living room. Yes, I am forcing my hobbies on my family. Mind your own business. The next lighting option is kind of sort of like the other one that we looked at, but this is more of like an octopus arms. They're good. Now you can see it. Jeez Louise, I suck. It's more of an octopus arm type of situation. So there's an opportunity for a grow light 1, 2, 3, 4, and also in the center. Now the problem, now it does work and you can shoot light in 4 different directions. It does work. However, these little arms kind of give out over time. So if I had them like real corked in like one direction, the arm will droop and fall over time, and I almost burned a hole in one of my big ass leaves up here because of that, and I wasn't happy. So if that doesn't matter to you, this is a great way to get 5 different grow lights going in 5 different directions, and that is more than enough light for the very top of this, like, you know, 12-foot plant. I think a lot of times when people are shopping, this is my busted ass pseudovaricosum. It's looking really bad. I gotta chop it all up. Off with its head. So that's 2 different lighting options, or actually 3 different lighting options that I'm using all in the same room. I snagged some grow lights out of this one right here because I was just unhappy with it. I think I'm going to replace this one with this one right here, but it's all personal preference and what you like. I forgot to show you guys how these bend. So if you wanted to bend one up and the other up, if you wanted to kind of widen your cast there, you can bring those other arms up. It kind of makes it like a flying saucer. But yeah, that's really actually all the light that these guys are getting. It has worked out great. We got a Calathea orbifolia, a Aurea bipennifolium, and we have a actual Syngonium that's sitting all the way down on the floor. It's sitting all the way down on the floor, and the light's all the way up there, and it's getting new growth. So that's how you know that that bulb is actually putting out the light that we need. Great option, covers a whole corner in a living room. Let me step back. Whole corner in a living room covered with basically one pendant light. So all depending on what your preferences are. Here in the plant room is probably where my plants suffer the most throughout the winter time, because they are strictly relying on the window right here. And it does the job, but it's just not the greatest. And but this elbow made it. This is the elbow that's been around the world right here. Oh my gosh, so many people have a piece of this elbow. This was the first elbow that I got when I got to 100 subscribers. That I treated myself with it. And this is some of the new growth that it's put out right here. Tattooed Pam has some of it. Not Dude has some of it. The Pam number 2 has some of it. And here is the most recent leaf that it put out here. This elbow has definitely been around the world. Here is a little begonia that one of my dirty plant hosts sent to me in my P.O. box, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and I freaking love those little dainty spotted leaves. On the side corner of my plant room where we used to film the podcast, but I emptied it all up. Winston's got his dog bed back in here. It's my little coffee drinking little chair right there. Oh, you're good. You're real good boy. Oh, you are. Anyways, this is where we used to film the podcast, and this is doing so well because we have another light right there hung right above our first aquaponics experiment here. We had a little bit of problems. The Esmeraldents just plain didn't like either one of our aquaponic setups that we put them in. The Mekins did great. The Manjula did great. The Grazielle, which you would think, like being directly over water, that it would have a fun time. This latest leaf was probably the best time it's had the whole time. So not having fun 100%, but we're kind of figuring out which ones kind of love it, which ones kind of don't. I think that varicosum wasn't the best when it went in, so we'll see how it goes. There is the little pot that Brad made me from What the Flock Farm, and that is old Drippy. That's old stumpy Drippy. That was the Plowmania I ordered long time ago from Facebook, and he's just been growing his little heart out since then. He's a bigger guy now than he was back then, but that's my stump to big leaf story we're trying to make there. It's time for a cut up top, and we're gonna start over with him. My little pot flaked off just a little bit here, but that's okay because it gives it character. And I think about Brad every single time I come in here. You stay up there, buddy. You hang on. So all the plants that are kind of growing underneath that ambient light from the one long LED light are these different kinds of Tradescantia. several different types of begonias. We got a little Withlacoochee action going on over there. We have a philodendron moonlight. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, we have another one of those arm lights set up to give our tank plants some light, because obviously no lid, no light type of ordeal. But I think the philodendron moonlight is enjoying that quite a bit. I can barely back up enough to where you guys don't get distorted in the camera because of our light fixture, but I've tried to pick something that would really shoot off as much light as possible. And it also kind of fits the, you know, the vintagey, retro-y type of vibe that I like. And since our hanging pendant light worked so well, this is actually the stronger light that we took out of the bedroom that was causing the algae bloom. So this is the strongest pendant light that we're using right now. I think it's also a sansi bulb. It is quite a ways away from these plants. Now, Casey and I have talked about this, and in order for him to get it a little bit lower down, he's gonna have to get a bit of an extension cord there. So we're working on that. I would like for it to be, I need to take this artwork down right here. All this needs to come down to go to like keepsake storage, but this needs to drop down to probably half of what it is or whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. You feel me. Other than that, it's just Studio Leaves lighting. So it's the Spider Farmer grow tent that Spider Farmer was kind enough to send to me to give a try. And this has probably been my favorite lighting area. So you can see my rubber gloves, and Casey's calling. So this has definitely been my favorite lighting situation so far that I've kind of put my plants in the beginning of this winter. It hasn't gotten really cold around here yet, but just, let me turn these lights down. It's like Jesus himself's coming down from the heavens. There we go. So I put this Cissus discolor. Look at this sad little thing. Oh, it's so sad. But ever since I put it in here, like literally a couple days ago, it started to put out some new growth and has stopped having like crazy suicidal thoughts on me, which has been really awesome. This top cutting is already pushing out a new little growth point there, which has been really cool. And this hasn't been very long. So the biggest proof was this Monstera epiprimnoides. This is the bottom growth on it right here. This is what I got from New Life Tropicals. It's always looked a little rough. It put out like this big ass long runner, and it put out a leaf when it was underneath the shelf in my bedroom. I had to move it out because it got too tall. Took a couple of cuttings after it put out a second leaf, and then it was just not happy outside of the shelf. It put out this big runner, and then I was like, shit, oh no, and it kept doing it and kept doing it. As soon as I put it in the Spider Farmer tent, I got this big ass new leaf and no more runners. So that is a new leaf coming out right behind this leaf. So that's a bigger leaf, no more runners for the epiprimnoides, because that was getting a little old. Like, where am I supposed to put this? You know what I mean? It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at those fenestrations. I mean, captivating. Absolutely captivating. But when it's like 12 foot long with, you know, 6 leaves, it's like, somebody's not doing something right here. That is where I broke my night blooming Sirius cactus pot, and I just threw that pot in another pot because I can't be bothered. That is my variegated sea hibiscus, doing very well on the bottom shelf. In this dome right here, I've got some Begonia bipennatifida, and I always escapes me the name of the other one. I've got my little pink princess farm over here, and I left the lights on full blast. I meant to turn them down on this Spider Farmer light because the light is adjustable with a knob. I had this full blast, and I just crispy crittered the hell out of all of my pink princesses that I had here. My thought was, I was like, oh, this is my Glorious that Cody sent me. He cute, he really cute. Oh, don't you dare break that leaf, woman. But anyways, yeah, so lesson learned. It was a little bit too intense, but the thought behind it was I was going to try to really increase the levels of irrigation maybe it worked, but it also kind of crispy crittered my plant a little bit. So that sucked, but also my fault because I did intend on turning that down and I had just not done it yet. So everything's looking good. Variegation levels on everything are looking good. I've got an anthurium in here just to kind of test it out, test the waters. There's my other variegated sea hibiscus there. Just some experimental stuff, just kind of seeing what's up in here, you know? Then just like in the living room and just like in my bedroom, here in the filming studio that I'm trying to set up, 2 pendant lights set up. One is going to be for this shelf here and the plants on top and bottom shelf, and the other one is going to be for the second shelf here. Now I've already thought that I may have to use an office arm light right here to maybe supplement on either side a little bit of light to the undershelf plants, but so far so good. I've got an alocasia there. I've got an anthurium over there, another Campos partuanum, Maranta plant over there. So far everything's growing just fine, putting out new leaves. So these 2 lights, I probably like these types of lights the most, and I would actually like to find a cute fixture that I could put around there to really finish the look, because this is kind of just rudimentary. We're going to be also pulling these wires and tucking them along the ceiling here and behind the grow tent so that they're not visible while I'm filming. This is the baby area here. It feels weird coming out here to film because I'm so used to filming in my bedroom that it's really weird. And to finish it up, this is just my prop shop shelving system that I have over here. That's one of my carnivorous plants there, but you kind of get the idea. I keep a lot of propagations in totes. That light right there down at the bottom is supposed to be lit up, but there's a short in it, which doesn't help me at all, does it? Everything stays lit, everything grows really well. You can pick your own level with these shelves. You can see that I took advantage of using 2 shorter shelves on top and 2 mid-sized tier shelves on the bottom. Because of the light needs, I'm doing very small propagations in here, so I wanted the light to be a little bit more intense. And then down here, just regular growing plants, so the light didn't need to be directly on top of them. Now that you guys have seen every type of lighting that I ever thought about having in my house, I'm going to show you a really cool thing that you can use to plug up your lights into, that you can actually program what time they go on and what time they go off, and they're not old-fashioned timers, it's new technology type timers. So everything in Studio Leaves is all plugged up into an extension cord, and the extension cord is plugged into this smart box device right here. I can actually turn off everything that it's connected to by just pushing that power button right there. So if you didn't have your phone handy and you couldn't pull up the app right at that moment, you can push that button right there and you can turn off everything that's plugged into it. I'm going to show you the app really quick, and this is really, really nice, you guys, because I pull this app up and I have every single light in my entire house on this app. So if I'm trying to do something somewhere in my house, the lights are out, the house is too dark, I can pull up my app and I can just switch it on, and it gives the room a lot of illumination because my house is very dark. It's very much so like a cave. So that is everything I know about lighting and all of my lighting situations. I really hope that you guys found this video useful for your upcoming winter time. But you can always start small with the more affordable grow lights, give them a test out period, see how they run. There are some very affordable alternatives linked down in the description below, so don't forget to go check that out. And if you know somebody who's struggling this winter and they may need some recommendations for LED lights, you can share this video and help out your friend. And I know today was kind of a longer video, and I hope that you don't mind, but it was kind of nice that I could give you guys a couple of updates on some plants while I was showing you the lighting. So I hope that you guys didn't mind that, and I love you guys. Okay guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope that you got a little information out of it. I hope that kind of chills you out a little bit about your upcoming first houseplant winter, or maybe you've moved and you have a different lighting situation and it's a little scary for you. And if you haven't already joined our Dirty Plant Hoe family, be sure and subscribe. If you are watering your houseplants and you would like something to listen to, my husband and I do a podcast. It's on our other YouTube channel called Heart Shaped Leaves after dark. I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. I will see you in next week's video. Peace out. Later, taters. Bye.
I am burning it down. I am burning it down.
And now it's time for a big shout out to all my monthly supporters, my dirty plant enthusiasts out there. Abby Gilbert, Ace Cadet, Alexandra Chilton, Alexis Solly, Amber V, Amy Adwan, Amy Powell, Amy Sutton, Angie McGee, Anna Dreesen, April Steer, Ashley S, Barbara Lindberg, Bats, Beauty Isn't Perfect, Bryn, Bubble Beauty 25, Carl Jr., Carly Grinnell, Casey Dillon, Chamomile Camille, Charlotta R, Chris Felice, Chrissy Spencer, Christine Woosney, Colleen Coyle Levy, Colleen Hatton, Courtney Martin, Crazy Plant Lady, Cuties with Cardi, Danielle Holt, Darren Heppel, Diana Anderson, Eliza Haney, Elizabeth Graceful, Ellen Louise Pasco, Evie, Felicia Yeager, Fenner Lamb, Fiona, Goncalo Martins, Haley Hetrick, Haley Martin, Haley Kester, Happy Little Bush, Heather Summers, Hailey Christopherson, Hells Bells, Holy Coley, Isabella H, Jamie Ellis, Jake Rowe, Jana Vieira, Jasmine Renee, Jaya Rowe, Jedi KCC, Jenna Maria, Jennifer Banner, Jessica Stanford, Jessica Viola, Jessica D, Joe Howard, John Alexander, Joseph L. Simmons V, Julia B, Caitlin Card, Cassandra Hines, Caitlin Harvey, Kathy W, Kaylee Logan, Kelly Hodgson, Kim Toby, Kimberly Mossman, Not Dude, Christy Bim, Crystal Wang, Kaya Hauser, Lakona Snyder, Lauren Loves Leaves, Lauren Loves Plants, Life's a Garden, Light Owl, Lily Rose, Lynn Therese, Liz B, Liz Swank, Lulu's Leaves, Marimar, Megan Moyna, Medusa's Mess, Megan C, Megan Lilly, Mev Ham, MF Webb, Michael Hart, Michelle Waters, Mortessa, My Clean Leaves, Nadine Guzman, Nesta Humphreys, Nicholas Constant, Nikki Toller, Peanuts Plants, Rachel Sharp, Raylene Hillhouse, Ricky Molbeck, Reese's Roots, Safi Bahadir, Samatha DeParity, Sarah, Seth Miller, Sophia Rogers, Steph Miller, Steph W, Tanya Hautsager, TBOP65, Teresa Lady T. Oakley, Tiffany Wright, Trojan Viking, Tug Batas, Turquoise Fibers and Foliage, Tyler Kersey, Vernie Zoo, Victoria Feltenberger, Victoria Fonseca, and Wesley Lemontino. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I genuinely appreciate the monthly support that you are showing to not only this channel, but also my family. It really means a lot to us. And now a dirty, nasty shout out to all my dirty little plant hoes out there who get to enjoy not only the behind the scenes footage, but also a monthly live and access to my dirty plant hoe only propagation shop. These hoes are all very, very dirty, and they all mean business, I assure you. Danny Ryan, 7 Puggies, Cindy C, Alana Treese, Allie Wells, Allison Havens, Amber Mae Fleming, Amy Walton, Amy Baxter, Andrew Wolf, Andrea Hewitt, Anna D, April Robinson, Arlisa B, Ashley Noland, Ashley Williams, Aubrey Puff, Autumn, Becca Penyard, C. Woe, Caitlin Phillips, Celia Stuffin' Things, Chelsea Clifton, Cheyenne Burnett, Chrissy Stewart, Danny Sprague, Deanne U. Santos, Darylyn Music, Denise Tomer, Diana Warner, Donna Ratcliffe, Emily Cefalu, Emily Forhay, Gab, Gina the Great, Gingerly Life, Haley Eblin, Haley Stanley, Heather Lamb, Honey Bird, Houseplant Heather, Houseplants and Hip Hop, Jake and Rena, Jen Dereha, Jenny Vanderbilt, Jessica F, Jill C, Jordan Delaney, Juan CC, Justin Hartley, Casey Wardell, Caitlin Guavi, Chris, Carla Diaz, Catherine Sproles, Katie, Katrin, Kelly Rice, Kiri Kelly, Christy D, Lauren SJI, Lawrence the Plant Hoarder, Lara Juno, Lindsay Daniel, Maggie Quarter, Mary Boots, Mark Straw, Maureen Wines, Megan Earls, Megan Gowdy, Melissa Hartog, Mel's Planty Plants, Michaela Rags, Nicole McCaw, Nikki Grilly, Odd Avocado Tree, Oops I Sold My Planties, Paul Zhang, Pete B, Phoebe DeBover, Plant Princess, Plantastica, Simonetta, QR, Rachel Marsala, Reagan Cornelius, Real Estate Tulsa, Rhiannon C, Rico 9383, Riley Elizabeth, Robin, Root and Leaf, Sammy Joe Ruby, Sarah G, Sarah J, Sarah Jones, Sasha Arujo, Spotted Oreo 10, Stacy Anderson, Tanya Von Black, Tara Peterson, Tara's Plants, Tropics in the Midwest, The Fiber Circus, The Hatter's Madness, The Plants Channel, The Plants Meow, The Turtle, Tracy Buzzle, Tyler Frakes, Valerie, Whitney McHugh, Wicked, Witch, Roxy, Will H, Winter, Rose, and Zachary Young. You guys are absolutely amazing. It blows my mind every single morning when I wake up and I see all of these hoes. All these hoes. I love you guys so much. I hope that you have a great week. We love you. See you next time. Bye.